customers came to us wanting a yard that they can enjoy with a big patio, a nice vegetable garden, and a big rock river. We thought to ourselves and came up with a nice design that we're pretty proud of. And so after 15 yards of concrete, 20 yards of different landscaping materials, and several months of rain interruption, we can now present to you the Dillon Oasis. One of the features in this backyard we're really proud of and we like how it came out was the actual custom herb fence. Now this herb fence is cattle fencing, which is going to be a little more budget friendly than your redwood or cedar boards. And then we put on a nice deck paint stain on it. And then we spaced it to give it not only the design but functionality, so that when we made these hooks for the herb planter boxes, they can actually go in and hook on these bigger spaces right here. And on the back we incorporated a drip line and made it so that they'd be on an automated drip system. So if you ever want to change the configuration or add more boxes, you could add more water. So it's very user friendly, and you can come up and pick out your herbs and go make your dinner. You could take the box out and put new soil in. You can do a lot of things. When they requested a big garden, we said, okay, let's use this area over here, which used to be a dog kennel and had a bunch of garbage in it. Well, we cleared it all out, put a bunch of weed guard down, and put some crushed granite, which makes a great surface to walk on because it packs nice, it looks nice. And then by having these raised planter boxes, it's easy to tend to the vegetables or whatever you have in here. And these are not just wood boxes, they had a little thought put behind them, because we put weed guard below them, and then we put rock above that, and then another layer of weed guard above that, so it acts like a good drain without letting the soil leach out into the CG. And then on the inside we put builder's paper to protect the wood from further rot and decay, and it's all on a water automated system. So wherever you put your plants, you just plug in your 1/4-inch drip line to this 5/8 drip line, and you're set. We incorporated these water troughs that you can find on or any agricultural or tractor supply retail store. These are 8 foot by 3 foot by 2 foot tall, and same thing, we put a little rock down and then some weed block and then put the soil on top, and so they can drain appropriately. And then we cut a hole in the bottom to allow the water to be fed up, and that'll also allow things to drain through, because for heavy rain you want things to be able to drain out. One of the biggest features we added to this backyard was the rock river, or dry rock river, and we like how it came out. We never built one before, but as you can see, it's big, it's functional. We've incorporated plants, and they expressed to us that, again, they wanted a easily maintained backyard. So with that said, we decided to run the mow curb from here all the way to the back, so it's easy to mow. Whereas if you want more of a natural look, you can omit that curb and just have your rocks kind of run into your grass, and then it looks really natural. And these rocks were actually from this backyard. They had them planted in the dirt in random areas. So we dug them all up, pressure washed them, and then laid them out to repurpose them. And then for all the small spots, we just added a little pebble river rock, and it filled in the cracks nice. So as you can see, it came out really well, and we were able to put a nice garden bridge over that they wanted, and we stained it to match the herb fence, but it's fully functional. I know it probably looks small. We didn't want something that competed with the water feature, so if he wants, he can take his mower right over and mow the other side. Another task we had was to transplant all of the trees that they had, because they were in different areas, except for that big lime tree over there. That we kept there. But the reason why we actually have these landscaping blocks around the trees was not just for a design, but there's functionality to them. One, you can mow around them easily, but semi-easily. But the main reason is because they have hard pan, which is very, very hard dirt. It sounds like concrete, and it is literally 16 inches down. So our landscaper friend said, you know what? Try to chisel down into some of that hard pan and fill some of that with your topsoil, and then go ahead and keep the trees half in the ground and half out. And so, because they already had the trees in pots on top of the ground from before, so the customers were used to seeing them kind of on top of the ground. So we kept the look consistent around the yard. All right, we've now gotten CG, dirt, 3/4 rock, and now this is bark.
How's my hair?
Your hair is great.
Okay.